So a half an hour after doing that, I made a special plate. Drilled and notched, and half an hour on the drill press at least. I went next door to see the repair shop, and the guy says, well, first of all, the rotor is on the outside of the hub on the Chevys. I said, I don't think so. He says, well, you're wrong. So he goes on his Mitchell $300 a month tech tip site for modern vehicles. He says, see, the rotor's on the outside. Remove caliper, remove rotor. I said, I don't think so. So he runs over here. He says, you're right. The rotor's on the inside. Comes back a few minutes later with this tech tip. Don't injure yourself because do not kill yourself using a wheel puller, slide hammer, remove steering knuckle, and hammer out bearing on the bench. Another guy writes, ever try a mega hammer? Giant slide hammer, bolts on the hub and smacks it off. Never met one that would not pull off. So, it's starting to rain, so much for my fun. So my 5-pound, 2.2 kilo slide hammer is just killing my wrist. And there's the new bearing right there. And yes, the rotor does go behind the flange. It goes on this side. Usually it goes on the other side. The rotor just falls off, but not on this baby. So, either I take off the entire steering knuckle, which means detaching it from the ball joint. 2 ball joints in here, which is not a really big deal, but I think this truck needs ball joints, so that's the time to change the ball joints. And they're not easy to remove because they're riveted on. And if you remember from my green pickup, you grind off the heads and then spend another hour drilling out the 4 rivets with your angle drill, and they're really hard to remove. Those rivets are pressed in there with a monster press. So I wasted time making up this plate with all the holes I had to drill. The wheel bearing's a little loose, what you say? So, starting to rain now. I was going to drain the coolant. Maybe I'll do that. Put some water in here, go get the alternator and put that on. And then I'll have a little red plum. Alright, hours and hours and hours later. Ball joints are undone. I've been hammering on those. Ball joints undone. Yep, gotta take off the whole knuckle assembly to get the bearing out of the knuckle. Change the bearing. Ooh, somebody's long fur. Don't want to drop it on my toe. Try upping it so it will fly. The ball joints checked out to be okay, more or less. Key-lock brakes disconnected. Caliper. Someone just pulled up. I got my tools. Oh, it's my junk man. Oi! Be careful, I got my pink camera going.
I thought you were leaving.
So did I.
You're not?
Nope, not with the truck in a million pieces.
Did you still want me to do your garbage?
There's nothing in there. Supposed to leave tomorrow morning, but we'll see. In case you didn't notice, I got this thing all tore apart.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
Well, the bearing was loose. So I thought I could just pull the bearing off, but you gotta take the whole knuckle off. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. Yep. Yeah. That's the excitement in my life. Careful. You saw it now.
Yeah, scared me when I stepped on it.
I did the trash this morning. I don't know if there's anything ready to be taken away. You never know.
You got a job on your hands now.
Yep, sure do. There's one can of Choco Loco or something. One of those energy drinks. Oh, there's a whole bag. Look at that. Scored.
Got yourself into a mess, eh?
So what?
Got yourself into a mess.
No choice.
Go check the other one below.
That's the only way to do it.
Is that your white one in there too?
Yep. Just sold a red one, the exact same. 3 of them. I had 3. And all from Phoenix, Arizona. Clunk right on my foot. Luckily it was a soft landing. There it is. There's the pig.
There you go, press bear now.
Yep. It's going to be fun. All right. They're gone. Ford F-150 beats him into the ground. Look at the rust in there. Terrible. Rusted. I'll get this up.